Hi boys and girls, welcome back to the Steak and Brush. I'm here today with something a little different. I'm going to start a pan project. We'll see how it goes. But before we get into it, as always, if I could ask you to subscribe to my channel and like this video, and you can follow me over on Instagram at steak_and_brush. And if you have any makeup loving friends, please share this and help me get my channel to grow. All right, so panning projects. If you don't know what that is, panning means that you have hit the pan in a product where you can actually see the bottom of your makeup product. Right now, everybody seems to be very overwhelmed with all of the new releases, from all of the foundations that came out in the late summer and now we're just being inundated with eyeshadow palettes, especially with ABH and Norvina. And with Christmas, everybody's got all of their holiday packaging out. It's a lot and it's overwhelming. If you're like me, you absolutely cannot afford it. I try to pick up what I can to show you guys, but my budget is nothing. So you can't always do it. So a trend that I've seen a lot of people do is focus more on what they have. Now, I'm still going to try to buy as much new stuff as I can just because I like new stuff. It's shiny, it's new, it's pretty. But I also have a lot of old stuff, or not necessarily old stuff, but stuff I already own that I want to focus on using. And if you love makeup, panning is it's a double-edged sword, because you love your makeup, so you want to buy it and you want to use it. But you love your makeup, so you don't want to use it up. So there's kind of an excitement when you hit pan, but there's also oh no, I don't want to have to buy a new one, especially if it's limited edition or something like that. So it's hard. It's a hard line for us makeup lovers to walk. But my friend Mandy suggested this to me, and I'm going to try to do it a little differently than just selecting certain items that I'm going to work on throughout the upcoming year to hit pan on. I'm just going to select one item, one palette, and I'm going to try to use it a little unconventionally. I want to use it at least once a week in a look. Maybe it won't be something that is featured on camera. It may not be something where I use the whole thing, but I just want to be using the palette somehow at least once a week to work on this, and I want to see how long it takes me to do it. So what I'm going to use is the Wet n Wild. It's the quad from the Fire and Ice collection that I got. It's the Fit for a Queen. Now, there are a couple reasons I picked this. First, Wet n Wild's dirt cheap. I think you can buy this for about $5. So and this might be limited edition, but I'm not that worried about it. These colors aren't anything super special that, I have to have. They're not special formulas or anything like that. But I picked it, first because, it's cheap. Second, because it has the shades in here, sorry, that's reflecting even though it's not a mirror, are very multi-use. And what I mean by this is I was looking at this and I said, sure, this is an eyeshadow, but I bet you I could get away with this maybe as a bronzer and a highlighter and possibly even a blush if I do it right. So I'm going to try today and see if I can do it right. And throughout the next several months or year, however long it takes me, I want to give you random updates. Like again, I'm probably not going to come on camera every week and say this is where I am and this is what I use, but just every once in a while, I'll show you how it's coming, and hopefully I can hit pan on this because my vanity's in my bedroom. I don't have a makeup room. Love to have a makeup room, but we just don't have space. And already my vanity, especially my eyeshadows, my palettes, I can't even keep them all in the drawer. I'm going to have to get new storage for it and fit it somewhere. So, I need to start using, and I even try, as much as I want, like I get a new palette and I want to use it, for the next month, but I try to still, rotate my palette so I'm using everything. But, I need to start making some room. And I've got the makeup, I'm going to use it. And I do apologize if you hear my dog. She seems to have developed some sort of like long-going cold or asthma. So she's kind of sneezing and huffing in the background. So just, know what that is. She's okay. She's just a little noisy right now. All right. So back to the makeup. I've already got my base on. I'm still playing with the Juvia's Place Shadestick. I really like it. I powdered it today. I didn't the first time I used it, but I'm really enjoying it so far, but it's still pretty new. And I've done my brows because there's nothing in this that I can do with my brows. Same thing with my mascara and my eyeliner. I mean, I don't know, maybe if I was super creative, maybe sometime I'll try something with the eyeliner. But right now, we're just going to stick with face and eyes and possibly even lips. All right, so let's go in with the bronzer. Because this is so small, I'm not going to use my normal brush that I use for my bronzer. I'm going to use this just a contour brush that I got from, it's a Boxycharm, I believe it's a Luxie. Yes, the Luxie 512 Small Contouring, because the big one's just not going to fit in this pan. I haven't tried this before, so this is all new. Let's see how it goes. Okay, it's a little dark, but let's blend it out. And when I say little dark, I think it's a little dark for right now, just with the initial placement. But I think it'd be beautiful in the summer, actually. It's just I'm a little cooler now. I'm definitely cooler. Whoa, oh, and I dropped it. It's not a video if I don't drop something. I usually edit those out, but yes, I'm constantly dropping stuff. So yeah, if you see how it goes on there, it's definitely very dark. But I definitely can blend it out. Yeah, that's more where I want it. This would work as a bronzer. So yeah, if you're bored with your bronzers, check your eyeshadows. Or if you don't have a bronzer, if you are new to makeup, check your palettes, see what you've got. Bronzer usually is a warmer, where if you just want to do contour, it's a cooler tone, but you can really work with anything. Just make sure it's something you like. But lots of palettes come with these neutrally shades that definitely can double. Look at that. Little blob there. And just remember, if it looks a little too dark, put it on lightly and really buff it out. But don't let yourself be confined to any rules. I've seen a lot of people use lipstick or liquid eyeliners, or I'm sorry, liquid lipstick as eyeliner, and they look super cute. I've tried it, haven't quite mastered it yet, but I'm working on it. Also finding colors that work, because I like, you know, colors that don't necessarily work as eyeliners, but that's a process. All right, so blush. I am definitely going in very light-handed because this looks very dark. I'm just going to dab it a little bit, maybe even just a little on my hand there. Definitely a little, the color's not what I would, it's darker than I would normally go for, but we can work with it. Because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my powder brush. I'm sure it just has some loose powder on it somewhere. And I'm just going to buff it out with that. Yeah, that definitely made a difference. It's not making it go away. It's just lightening it a bit. And there we go. We have blush from an eyeshadow palette. All right, now for the highlighter. Oh, wrong brush for that. Oh, I already pulled my brush out. It's one of those days. Okay, so I'm going to go in with this. Okay. This one's a little harder to do because this brush is so floofy. I'm having to hold it down there so it's stiff enough to pick up the product. It's not giving a huge shine, but it is giving a little bit of a highlight, which is good for just a daily kind of makeup where you don't want to go too glowy. Although I kind of like to go a little glowy. Down the nose. Okay, so my face is now done with my eyeshadow palette. I'm kind of impressed. I mean, obviously this isn't going to work for every eyeshadow quad you have or any eyeshadow palette, but if you work well with it and you pick out the right one, it can definitely do it. So now let's just go into the eye look. I'm going to use my bronzer color, which is technically the transition, and of course Wet n Wild on a lot of theirs do put, you can see that the names on the transitions kind of worked out, rubbed off, but you can see up here where it says eyelid. So and a lot of people, actually, for just a very easy eye look, will take the bronzer that they use and just use it in their crease and kind of call it a day. So bronzer definitely can be multi-functional. Alright, now what do I want to do? What do I want to do? I think I'm just going to follow the instructions on here, even though I'm not necessarily a follow the instructions kind of gal. I'm going to go into the, here, my blush color for the crease. This, surprisingly, I guess it's just the color. It's not as pigmented after using it on my cheek as you would think it would be, but I think it's just because on the cheek a little bit of pigment goes very far. But now the transition color, that's a beautiful, beautiful color with just the right amount of pigment for this Wet n Wild. And they blend pretty well. And I have done the whole review on this one. I did my Wet n Wild. I did the whole box of this, and I'll put that up one of these spots. Okay. Then we'll go in on the eyelid with the gold. Let's try patting it on first. Oh, that's, you know what, I'll just put the base on with this, but then I'm going to go in with my finger. This is definitely one that to get the shine you need to use either a wet brush or a fingertip. I prefer using a fingertip just because sometimes when you get, you know, if your brush gets a little wet and you get a little moisture in your eyeshadows or any of your powders, it can create a little hard pan on that, which you can scrape off, but okay. Under the eye, take a smudger brush into that red. While I'm finishing this up, let me ask, have you guys used makeup for an untraditional makeup purpose? Like using bronzer as eyeshadow or eyeshadow as blush or bronzer? Let me know what you use so I can try it out too. Because I know not everybody's like me and wants to have 6 billion pieces of makeup. Okay, I'm using that shimmery shade that I used as the highlighter as my brow bone highlight. And as far as using other products for things, I know there are shadows out there that you could use for eyebrow product, especially if you don't have my scar. The scar, I've tried things like that and it doesn't work to cover my scar. So unfortunately, you know, I could use it on one brow but not the other. But take a look at your stuff too. You could use that, you know, you could spend a ton of money on powders, or you could use what you have and use an eyeshadow. All right, so, oh, nope, I have to do my inner corner highlight. Almost forgot. Just going to go in with that same brow highlight and just do that. And then I am going to go off camera to do my lashes and liner. Again, you know, maybe one day I'll try out either the gold or the red with a different look, but right now I think I'm just going to stick with what I got. So I'll be right back. I just thought of something. I have this e.l.f. eye primer that I used to use all the time. It has the primer, it's just kind of like in a stick. I don't use it so much anymore because I've been using my concealer as a base, but it has this other end, if I can get it unscrewed, that it's supposed to be, they call it an eyeliner sealant. Oh, and I just dripped. I'm a mess. It has a liquid in here that you can dip in, and I tried using it as an actual sealant before, and it seems to take my eyeliner off. But I'm going to try something. And if this is a mess, you might never see this. I'm going to go in and I'm going to go on just the very edges, because I just told you how I don't like putting liquid in my eyeshadows. And I'm going to dip it in there and see if I can kind of create my own custom eyeliner. Let's see how this works. And it seems to work. Don't know how well. Like if I tried to do a wing, it would show up. And this brush tip is not the best brush tip ever. Let's wet it a bit. And I know some people even use shadow as like a dry eyeliner, but that just doesn't seem to work very well for me. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong. I mean, it's definitely not as easy as just using a pre-made eyeliner, but the fact that it gives you a custom color is kind of neat. I just think I'll get a little closer. Yeah, I think I probably overall would like the look. I just like black eyeliner best, sometimes a brown, but it's making me step out of my box a little bit. So, all right, I am going to go do mascara because if you have any ideas on how I could use this mascara, great. I really don't have any. So I'll be right back. I'm just back after my lashes are done. Nothing exciting with that. But now I'm going to move on to lipstick. Okay, it just cut off, so I don't know if you just got the last point, but I just used any kind of lip balm to kind of wet or moisten my lips, and I'm going to go in with the red. I'm just going to try it with my finger, and I'm just blotting it on there. And I'm going to go in with different fingers so I'm not getting the lip balm in my palette. I will clean that up. This is not going to be the most intense lip color ever. Oh, that worked a little bit. My fingers are an absolute mess. Okay, that worked. Oh, try to clean it up with messy fingers. I'm just going to take This is a line brush. There. Just to kind of clean it up a little bit. All right, so what do you think? I used, let's see, besides this palette, I used foundation, I used a powder to set my face, I used an eyebrow pencil, and I used a mascara. So I used 5 things to do a complete full face of makeup. I don't think that's too bad. What do you guys think? So tell me, do you like this look? Do you like the idea of doing this? You want to play along with me and see what kind of looks you can get from it? And as of today, today is November 1st, this is where my pan sits. So every once in a while, I will try to keep up with this, and if I haven't done an update later, hold me to it. Tell me that you want to see how it goes. Maybe I'll post some more updates. It's easier just to do a little mini update over on Instagram, but yeah, that's where I'm at for right now, and I'm quite pleased at how it went. So please let me know what you think, and I'll keep you updated. Until next time then, guys, I will see you later. You have a good day. Bye-bye.